And a very good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, moms and pops, and everybody else. Take a look. I mean, she is not even waiting until the first or the second half of the program tonight. She's there right from the get go. Good evening, Sharon. How are you?
I am so good. Hi, George. Hi to everybody out there.
Enjoying your what do you call it? Isolation, or you're not in quarantine, are you?
Yeah, well, I'm not officially, but I'm staying home, and there are good days and there are bad days. There are days when I feel like I'm gonna climb the walls,
Yeah.
and there are days when I'm just good.
What was the day? Today one of those climb the wall days.
No, today I actually went out briefly, tried to get to the bank, but couldn't make that. They were too crowded. So I just drove up to Montparnasse, dropped something off, and came back home. And I felt good because it was the first day that I went out for over a month.
Really?
Yeah.
Sharon, you talk about the banks being crowded. I find this really interesting because I want to tell you about my. I went to the bank today as well, okay? I went to Republic Bank down on Melville Street by the old NIS there. And Sharon, I left here prepared to spend at least an hour in line because I expected that the banks would have lineups. Sharon, I walked into that bank and walked right up to a teller, right up to a teller, did the transaction. There was only one other customer at that bank. And Sharon, this was at 5 minutes before 12 o'clock today. How do you explain that, girl?
I don't know, but about 10 to 9, I drove down Church Street, and the line for co-op was on the top of Market Hill. And when I got down to the bank area, there was another line that went as far as Young Street. So, needless to say, I just drove by.
Wow. Well, I don't know. Perhaps they were just being nice to me. When was it, boy? Not yesterday, but day before, Monday. Monday, I also went down to Digicel downtown to pay a bill, and yes, I had to stand outside in the sun for about 10 minutes, but there were only three people inside the bank inside the Digicel.
Wow.
And now this was like just a little after 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So I was surprised. I thought now that they're opening up, more days per week, I thought, geez, there are going to be a lot of people. Things are going to be busy, busy, busy. No. And then
Mm.
this afternoon, I had a nice long conversation with somebody you apparently also had a conversation with. And I mentioned to him, the fact that there was nothing big happening at the bank. And he said to me, boy, George, I wonder, is this a sign of what's happening with the economy? Could it be that people just don't have money? Sharon,
Well,
when I thought about that, scary.
there's not MoneyGram, the other one, um,
Western
on the
Union?
Carnage, Western Union,
Yeah.
on the Carnage. And you should have seen that line. Well, you know where it is, right in the building of
Rennick
Rennick and
Thompson.
Thompson.
Yeah.
And that line went as far back as when you come down from H. Blaze Street.
That's right, by where Cable and Wireless used to be.
That's right. And that line for MoneyGram was that long. And I'm sure not MoneyGram, Western Union. I'm sure MoneyGram was just as bad.
I noticed that last week. I spoke about that on the program last week. I noticed that that line ran from the old Cable and Wireless all the way over to Western Union. And today I was speaking to somebody else who saw that line again today. So Western Union, looks like Western Union's replacing our banking system here because, boy, that bank today was, wow.
Well, I think the problem is that the folks in the diaspora, as bad as things may be, they're trying to help their folks over in this end because it might be just as bad.
Ain't that great? Ain't that great? I think you're absolutely right about that, and I think that's good news because they too are going through a really, really difficult time.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, there are some people here who just think they're obligated to help. You know, come on, we're having trouble here in Grenada. Send the moolah, send the moolah, send the money. No. These folks, they're catching their nen. Believe me, they're catching their royal, just like we are.
I think the people on this end seem to have the feeling that because it's a big country,
Yeah.
like you just pick the money up. They don't realize how hard people have to work for what they get. Some people work 2 and 3 jobs to help themselves, you know. So normally somebody from abroad give you $5 or whatever it is, you have to appreciate it.
Absolutely. All right, young lady, since you're going to be with me for the full hour tonight, let me get into the rundown. We're going to be talking throughout the entire program. But yay! Just let me give you guys a heads up. Yes, there's going to be a national report tonight. It's it's now up on the GIS Facebook page. Anyhow, tonight, the first thing we're going to do tonight is take a look at the big announcement that was made this afternoon. And you know, this one has raised a few eyebrows and ears and what have you. It's now official that there is a 15th carrier of COVID on this island. 15, okay? Now, when you think about it, compared to what's going on around the world, I mean, that's nothing, okay? But still, when you consider our population, it's a substantial number. And I think the reason why there's so much concern this time around is because the previous cases, the other 14 cases, were cases which are being described by the authorities as either imported or import related. You figure that out. But anyhow, essentially what that means is those cases were brought in to Grenada. Pilgrims, it appears that the present case could possibly be a result of community spread. And I mean, all you had to do was listen to the minister a couple of days ago, and you'll see that he was concerned, very concerned. And what I'm going to do for you at some point this evening is play you the announcement that was made this afternoon by the coordinator of the COVID response team, Dr. George Mitchell, okay? I'm going to run that by you a little later on, so hang in there. We're also going to be taking a look at how you can get your paws on some fresh produce. Yeah, man. Going to be a number of farmers markets this week. And government this afternoon, they sent out a long list, which relatively long, which I'm going to share with you for those of you who like fresh fruit, okay? Then, of course, there she is saying an early good evening, Sherron. And as you heard just a few moments ago, indeed, there is a national report tonight. So right now, we're going to take a quick little break here, and we're going to come on back and get started.
I'm always on the move. Training, traveling, competing. So it's good to know I have Core Bank in the palm of my hand.
Introducing e-banking, one of many customer convenience services from Grenada Cooperative Bank. And there's more to come.
It's swift, simple, and secure.
Welcome home.
Juve chocolates, cocoa nibs, and cocoa balls from Diamond Estate Grenada are now available at Amazon.com, Amazon.ca, Amazon.co.uk, and GrenadaMarket.com. Try the sensational touch of nutmeg and a touch of ginger chocolates, 75% dark and rich, 100% pure cocoa, and their 60% dark and sweet chocolate bars today. Amazon Prime members enjoy free shipping on these orders in the USA, Canada, and Europe. GrenadaMarket.com. When you can't come to the island, the products of the island will come to you.
Together with you, our customers, we energize our community.
Together with you, we energize our economy.
We are working together to give our nation a better tomorrow.
With you, we energize our future. Together, we energize our nation.
Thank you for partnering with us
As we energize our spice island.
Renlec, energizing our Grenada.
Conveniently located in the Grenada Shopping Center, for over 40 years, Food Fair has provided quality service at affordable prices. Now, grocery shopping is made easier and more convenient from the Food Fair web store.
Hey, babe. Listen, I need you to go down to Food Fair to get some groceries.
All right, no problem. Right away.
Thanks, babe. What are you doing? You're supposed to be going Food Fair to get a grocery, man.
I am, but didn't you know you can order your groceries online from the Food Fair web store?
Are you serious?
Of course. All you have to do is just to log on to www.foodfair.gd with credit card in hand, and with an order of $100 or more, Food Fair Grenadans will deliver up to 3 miles away. And you don't even have to worry about your information, you know. Their safety measures are excellent.
So hold on. You just order online and Food Fair will deliver to you?
Yep.
Oh, baby, better hurry up and order, man.
I already did. They should be here any minute now.
Enjoy easy online shopping anytime from your home or office from the Food Fair web store. Food Fair, where you can fill your baskets without emptying your pockets. Conveniently located in the Grenada Shopping Center, for over 40 years, Food Fair has provided quality service at affordable prices. Now, grocery shopping is made easier and more convenient from the Food Fair web store.
Hey, babe. Listen, I need you to go down to Food Fair to get some groceries.
All right, no problem. Right away.
Thanks, babe. What are you doing? You're supposed to be going Food Fair to get a grocery, man.
I am, but didn't you know you can order your groceries online from the Food Fair web store?
Are you serious?
Of course. All you have to do is just to log on to www.foodfair.gd with credit card in hand, and with an order of $100 or more, Food Fair Grenadans will deliver up to 3 miles away. And you don't even have to worry about your information, you know. Their safety measures are excellent.
So hold on. You just order online and Food Fair will deliver to you?
Yep.
Oh, baby, better hurry up and order, man.
I already did. They should be here any minute now.
Enjoy easy online shopping anytime from your home or office from the Food Fair web store. Food Fair, where you can fill your baskets without emptying your pockets.
All right, Sherron, I'll tell you what. We're going to say hello to everybody out there right now. And after that, we'll run the national report, and then you and I have the last half hour. How about that, in addition to what you just got? Sounds good?
Sounds good.
Sounds good, man. All right, so let's see who they and who do they. Theo Richards saying good evening from a cool Texas. He says he's actually sitting on the bed of his truck, enjoying the atmosphere. A bed on his truck? I mean, he ain't talking them kind of thing Hubbards and these guys run here, you know. Talking about an 18-wheeler, man. A bed and a jacuzzi, possibly? You never know. Oh, Sherron. And by the way, Sherron, he says, hello, Sherron, you're shining like a young damsel. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, my goodness.
Hey, watch it, boy. She married. She married. Hey. Ryan says, buddy night, George and Sherron. Well, buddy night to you, too, Ryan. Trini is saying good night to you guys as well. And Maria St. Bernard says, good evening, George and fellow listeners. Margaret Rollo is there. You know, Sherron, I don't know if you were reading along with me, but boy, Ryan is on the board tonight. When Theo Richards, when he put his post up there, I think he mistyped. He said, I'm actually sitting on the bed of my trick, T-R-I-C-K, okay?
Uh-oh.
Enjoying the atmosphere. But I figured it was a mistype. So I corrected it and said, truck.
Truck.
Okay? Well, guess what? Guess what? Big eye, Mr. What's his face here? Ryan says, TR? A trick? Lucky you. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Theo responds by saying, Ryan, my truck. Okay? My truck. Yeah. That's what I thought he meant. And Ryan also says here, says, we abroad sacrifice to send home remittances. Yeah, well, I'm very much aware of that, Ryan. Maria says, so true, Sherron. It's hard for a lot of people in the diaspora. Yeah. Theo says, Ryan, some families are usually thankful while others are wasteful and at times demanding. Hey, Theo, you've been there, eh? Done that. You know what we're talking about. Ryan says, not surprised that Grenada has community spread of COVID pandemic virus. I don't know if I'm surprised or not, because, you know, the bottom line is, like Sherron and I were saying just before we got started here tonight, people are, in fact, observing the social distancing. And as I mentioned to her, a lot of people are wearing their mask. And I mentioned earlier this week, I'm seeing people also wearing gloves. In my case, this afternoon, as soon as I got back in, man, shower. Oh, yeah. Ain't taking chances, boy. Ain't taking chances. Michael Alexander says, hey, Gigi, good night. And your lovely guest, Sherron. Hey, Sherron, what are you doing to these guys tonight, eh? What are you doing to them tonight, Sherron?
Just being me.
Just being you. Kipling is behaving himself. He's just going to send you blessings. That's all Kipling's going to do tonight. While the other guys are licking their lips, Kipling is just sending God's blessings to you. And John is saying good evening to you guys. Theo responds to Ryan here by saying, I'm not surprised either. Our arses are too damn hard at times. And according to local parlance, what sweet in goat mouth does sour in the
Okay.
tushy?
We know where.
Yeah. Okay. John says, hi, Sherron, looking good and healthy. Hey, 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 hey.
Maybe staying indoors seems to be paying off.
Maybe what?
Staying indoors.
Michael Alexander says, keep it like that, Sherron. Just being you. Yeah, and that's important. Okay, so now that we said hello to everybody, let's take a look at the national report. And I'm assuming, for all intents and purposes, that they are going to run the piece where the coordinator of the COVID response team made the announcement this afternoon. If they don't, I think it was about 5 minutes long. If they don't run it in its entirety, I'll run it for you, okay? But I'm pretty darn sure that the GIS will run it. So let's take a look. Back with you in a minute, Sherron.
Grenada confirms its 15th COVID-19 case. Details to this story and more in the national report. Welcome back. With the details to the news for Wednesday, April 22nd, 2020, I am Sherron Noel. Grenada has confirmed its 15th COVID-19 case. That announcement on Wednesday by COVID-19 Response Coordinator Dr. George Mitchell. He said the individual is the 45-year-old male whom the ministry had announced was admitted to the General Hospital on Sunday, April 19th, exhibiting symptoms consistent with COVID-19. Health officials ran consecutive PCR tests on this individual, both at the local level and at the regional level through CAFA.
The final results came in this morning, and the individual is now officially declared positive for COVID-19. As we announced on Monday, health officials wanted to administer several consecutive PCR tests on this individual, given the significance of his results to the health status of the nation. He has been isolated in the COVID section of our hospital since Sunday night and is being treated for symptoms. Until now, all confirmed cases of COVID-19 in Grenada have been imported or imported related. This current individual in question has no travel history, and currently officials are yet to determine whether he has been in contact with any of the previously confirmed cases. Health officials have been in discussions with the employer of this individual, and employees have been asked to self-isolate. We have already commenced testing of every known contact of this individual, including his fellow employees, in keeping with our contact tracing protocol. In the days ahead, these efforts will continue.
Dr. Mitchell says to have a better appreciation for any likelihood of community spread of the virus, the Ministry of Health has broadened the scope of testing at the national level.
To date, I am proud to announce that we have conducted over 600 rapid tests, with a view of testing 1% of our population at the end of this week. So far, they have returned negative. And while rapid testing is not conclusive, as we explained, they are a good indication of an individual's exposure to the virus. None of the individuals tested have been exhibiting any symptoms. While we have treated every case or possibility of a case as profoundly serious, this particular one calls for increased vigilance in the immediate. Again, we are yet to determine where this individual contracted the virus. I can assure you that our medical team is working tirelessly to keep this nation safe from any possible outbreak of COVID-19.
Moving along, Prime Minister and Chairman of Cabinet, Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell, says he's extremely satisfied with the outcome of the first meeting of the task force mandated to examine ways to reactivate economic activity in Grenada post-COVID-19. Dr. Mitchell chaired the meeting on Wednesday, which brought together representatives of multiple sectors and associations, along with government officials. In his opening remarks to attendees, Dr. Mitchell said the unprecedented global crisis necessitates collective action to determine the way forward. Dr. Mitchell acknowledged that the COVID-19 pandemic has created major economic disruption, and he expects the local economy to contract significantly. The actual extent of this impact, he said, is yet to be determined, as data is still being gathered. However, Dr. Mitchell, who is also the Minister of Finance, is optimistic that with a gradual return to economic activity across all sectors, there will be some recovery and growth in 2021.
COVID-19 has certainly changed the whole landscape of development and what's taking place in our country. It has affected the life of almost every citizen of this country, at all levels. The harsh reality that we have to come to terms with, that we have to learn how to work now and build our country in the context of COVID-19, because it's not going to go away overnight. And it means, therefore, that task force will then be helping to work and to build and suggestions and ideas in going forward as far as our economy is concerned. And to do that, we needed to have all stakeholders. And that I thought that we were able, on short notice, to get the presence of so many persons who have their own responsibility in these tough times, to be at this meeting and to provide the kind of suggestions that we received, and the urgency which all the members seem to apply impressed me a lot.
One of the key suggestions coming out of Wednesday's meeting is the creation of subcommittees that are assigned responsibility for each of the productive sectors. These have been identified as tourism, construction, services inclusive of education and financial services, business, agriculture and fisheries, wholesale and retail, and e-commerce. The composition of the various subcommittees and the respective terms of reference will be finalized as one of the priority areas for the action emanating from the meeting. Dr. Mitchell noted that with agriculture and fisheries identified as one of the productive sectors, a concerted effort will be made to improve Grenada's food security as part of the way forward. He said government has already signaled its intention to invest more resources into supporting the agricultural sector through initiatives such as the Farm Labor Program and the Youth in Agriculture. We also say we must eat what we grow and grow what we eat. This becomes even more relevant now. The agriculture sector will be a prime area for serious new thinking going forward. According to the Prime Minister, a key takeaway from the impact of the pandemic is that it cannot be business as usual. He said government, the business sector, and the trade union movement must come to terms with the new dispensation and work together to create more jobs, to create better jobs and more opportunities in the new environment we face. The general composition of the task force includes representation from government, the business sector, farming community, construction, manufacturing and hotels, as well as the Grenada Chamber of Industry and Commerce, the Grenada Trades Union Council, the Grenada Hotel and Tourism Association, Grenada Tourism Authority, Grenada Bankers Association, and the St. George's University. This is the National Report. More news after the break.
Protect yourself and our community from COVID-19. Wash your hands frequently with soap and water for at least 20 seconds. If soap and water are not available, use an alcohol-based hand sanitizer with at least 70% alcohol. Use a tissue when blowing your nose, sneezing, or coughing. Immediately discard the tissue properly and wash or sanitize your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Let's do our part to ensure that each and every Grenadian remains healthy. To stay up to date, visit the Government of Grenada's webpage or the Ministry of Health's Facebook page. For more information, contact the Ministry of Health's hotline by calling 53-VIRUS. This has been a public service announcement brought to you by the Ministry of Health.
And finally, customers of the Grenada Cooperative Bank will on Thursday evening get the opportunity to participate in a live financial support webinar at 8 p.m. The objective of the event, which will be streamed live on the bank's Facebook page, WeFM 93.3 and GIS Channel 22, is to reach out to customers and clarify and give a real understanding of what the term loan moratorium means. Manager of Customer Care at the bank is Roger Duncan.
Which merely is a suspension of your loan payment or a deferral of your loan payment. But that in itself has some ramifications that we need to explain. It has some implications for the customer, financial implications. It has some advantages as well for the customers. So the event will really allow customers to call in and seek clarity, and we'll be there to respond to them real time.
The live webinar, he says, is an initiative solely by the Grenada Cooperative Bank, which is in addition to letters that the bank has issued to its customers from the onset of the pandemic.
What we are promoting is more care and less fear. So we reached out very early because we understand the financial impact that this global pandemic would potentially have on customers. Reduced income, loss of income, and that could happen to them directly, or spouse who's contributing to the total income at the home. One is earning less or one is no longer earning. So it has some implications. So we reached out as early as possible. We sent out letters to all of our customers, and it's something that we have also promoted on social media. But we thought that we should do more, right? A letter sometimes is a very cold way, and this what we are experiencing is not something that happens every day.
Hey neighbor, here's the bill I asked you to pay for me. How did you get your electricity bill to be so low? For one, we size our transformers just for what we need. And we unplug transformers, chargers and other devices when they're not in use. We also replaced our light bulbs with LEDs.
They burn less energy, right?
Much less. I even replaced the seal on my refrigerator door to keep the cold air in.
And Grenlec is always advising us not to open the fridge too often.
That's right. And my family washes and irons in bulk.
With fuel prices changing all the time, how do you know if it is working?
We pay attention to the usage history table. Over time, our average usage has decreased.
So while Grenada can't control fuel prices, I can conserve energy and save money.
Grenlec, energizing our Grenada.
Juve chocolates, cocoa nibs, and cocoa balls from Diamond Estate Grenada are now available at Amazon.com, Amazon.ca, Amazon.co.uk, and GrenadaMarket.com. Try the sensational touch of nutmeg and a touch of ginger chocolates, 75% dark and rich, 100% pure cocoa, and their 60% dark and sweet chocolate bars today. Amazon Prime members enjoy free shipping on these orders in the USA, Canada, and Europe. GrenadaMarket.com. When you can't come to the island, the products of the island will come to you.
Conveniently located in the Grenada Shopping Center, for over 40 years, Food Fair has provided quality service at affordable prices. Now, grocery shopping is made easier and more convenient from the Food Fair web store.
Hey, babe. Listen, I need you to go down to Food Fair to get some groceries.
All right, no problem. Right away.
Thanks, babe. What are you doing? You're supposed to be going Food Fair to get a grocery, man.
I am, but didn't you know you can order your groceries online from the Food Fair web store?
Are you serious?
Of course. All you have to do is just to log on to www.foodfair.gd with credit card in hand, and with an order of $100 or more, Food Fair Grenadans will deliver up to 3 miles away. And you don't even have to worry about your information, you know. Their safety measures are excellent.
So hold on. You just order online and Food Fair will deliver to you?
Yep.
Oh, baby, better hurry up and order, man.
I already did. They should be here any minute now.
Enjoy easy online shopping anytime from your home or office from the Food Fair web store. Food Fair, where you can fill your baskets without emptying your pockets.
Okie dokie. Well, before I get back to Sherron, just let me say this. There are a few comments here that I want to address. First of all, Kipling says soon Grenada. Hold on a sec. Let me pull this over to the other monitor here. Soon, Grenada will have more committees than citizens. Very soon, they will have a minister of committees. Funny, Kipling. He says, what's sad is the same old educated lack of common sense. Okay. Then there are a couple of kudos here for Co-op Bank, and I'm going to bring Sherron in on this because I really want to hear what she has to say about this, and I hope there she is. Hold on, Sherron. There are a couple of comments here. The first one is from Ryan. Ryan says, "Kudos, Co-op Bank Grenada," and I guess he's passing out kudos because of the initiative which they're going to be undertaking tomorrow night. But there's another comment from Theo Richards who says, that's a very worthwhile venture by Co-op Bank. You agree?
Yes, I agree.
All right. Sherron, tell you what. Why don't we, us, the folks out there on social media tonight, you and me, why don't we why don't we carry that tomorrow night? Instead of us getting together here tomorrow night, why don't we carry this thing tomorrow night?
I think that's an excellent idea. I don't know if you would have to get permission from them, but
I don't think Co-op would really mind if I did that, Sherron. I really don't.
well, you know where you could get in touch with Richard.
Either of the Richards, Richard Duncan, Richard and Roger. Yeah, I can talk to both of these guys tomorrow. Theo says that's a good proposal. Yeah, I think so. So, folks, tomorrow night, that's what we're going to do. Now, it's should be fairly simple because Thursday we're supposed to have Alan Baczynski on, but Alan has made it quite clear to me that nighttime is made for sleeping. So for the past few weeks, what we've been doing is 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, he and I get together and we pre-record the piece, and then we show it on at nighttime. Okay? So I won't have to do that tomorrow. Instead, we're just going to carry this co-op webinar. I think that's great. Every little bit we can do to help. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Now, let me see. There's another comment I wanted to. Theo says, this committee is expanding like a family tree. What is the use of the ministries, etc.? John responds by saying, jobs for the boys, Theo. That's all. They're talking about this new committee that's been set up to chart the way forward. And by the way, we started, here at Grenada Broadcast, we started charting the way forward three weeks ago. On Sundays, we've been doing something called the Corona Comeback. I think you may have seen a few of them.
Man, this Sunday gone was excellent.
Thank you. Thank you.
The best. I've been getting a lot of calls about it, and I told people where they could find it online.
And you know what? I heard from Tessa Barry. Tessa is the lady who moderated the session. Tessa said that as a result of that program, they got a call from a radio station in Dominica that wants them, that same panel, to appear to discuss the same issue we were talking about, food security. Yeah? Isn't that great? And she said that the program was widely being circulated. So that's very encouraging. Very, very encouraging.
And these are the panels that you need to bring forward. People who know what they're talking about and they're not in it for money and for fame, but could make some serious contribution to the country.
Yeah. You know, these people you saw on Sunday, they're such a nice group. I've known Tessa for a couple of years, but I didn't know anybody else on the team. However, on Saturday morning, we all got together about 11 o'clock to do what we call in the business a dry run, just to make sure, that the internet was okay and stuff like that. And Sherron, that was supposed to last about 5 minutes. It lasted more than half an hour because I just became so attached to the team. They're just nice people. You can spot them a mile off. Yeah. Okay. Let's see here. Tia Richard is asking, any copyright charges? No, I don't think there will be if we carry it, Tio. There's an interesting note here, though, from Maria St. Bernard said, I actually prefer the nighttime program. I'm not sure if she's telling us that we shouldn't do the webinar tomorrow night. Is that what you're saying? Maria, please let me know. Are you just saying that you like the fact that we're doing this program at night?
I think she's talking about your program is being at night now rather than 9 o'clock in the morning.
John also says here, me too, Maria, especially these long days. You know, and this afternoon I was speaking to a friend out there in New York. One of the things that a lot of people in the United States like is that we are now on YouTube, which allows them to not have to use a smartphone or an iPad or, you know, computer or whatever. They can actually watch us on their television sets, because a lot of the television sets nowadays have YouTube on them.
Smart TV.
Yeah, smart TV. So in addition to that, you probably noticed that the picture quality is a little bit better, a lot better, and much better. So yeah, like Mom used to say, we come in to come. Maria has responded. You ever heard that, Sherron?
Yeah.
We come in to come. Maria says this program. That's right, Sherron. Yeah. Okay. Well, Maria, we're going to give some very serious thought to keeping it in the evening. Okay? Just tell your friends about us, and remember to subscribe right there, so that whenever we do a program, you will be notified. Michael Alexander says, GG, Alan cannot stay up so long for 2 nights straight because I'm listening. I'm listening to him right now on another talk show. Yeah, Alan does, Alan's with Godfrey tonight on, what's the night? Wednesday night? Yeah, Wednesday nights, Alan does Godfrey, so he can't do 2 nights in a row. He's not as young as I am. Ryan says, GG, good move to YouTube. Thank you, thank you. Okay, folks, now I did promise you guys I was going to tell you something about fresh produce, hey?
Yeah.
The Ministry of Agriculture is advising you, pilgrims, and those who may be interested farmers and vendors, that the next farmers market will be held on Friday, April 24th, and will continue on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. As per the regulations, which state you open at 8 o'clock and you must close by 5 o'clock. And that is to coincide with the upcoming shopping days. These farmers markets will be held at the following locations: the National Athletic Stadium Car Park, it's down at Queen's Park; the St. George Victoria Vegetable Market; the St. Mark Guave Vegetable Market; St. John Natural Works, and that's in St. David; Satir's Bus Terminal in St. Patrick; and the Grenville Bus Terminus in St. Andrew. Residents of Carriacou will continue to be serviced by the Marketing and National Importing Board and established vendors, while residents of Petit Martinique will be serviced by Emma's Supermarket. Okay? Now, having said that, what is expected of farmers and vendors at these farmers markets? A maximum of 2 persons per vending station, and that's in keeping with the social distancing protocol. Face masks or face covering and hand sanitizers, washing of hands, are all required. Okay? As a vending station, you may use a small tent or the back of a pickup truck. where feasible. Fresh produce should be pre-packed in $5, $10, and $20 values. Okay? Make it easy. Farmers are expected to set up between 6 a.m. and 8 a.m. Now, I think this one's important. At the end of the day, produce should not be stored on site. Let me repeat. Don't store your produce on site at the vendor's market or farmer's market, whatever. Farmers should maintain their assigned location over the designated period. Don't go running around. Finally, small farmers, vendors, and established roadside vendors are permitted to continue their activities in keeping with the established protocols on COVID-19. However, the erections of new booths or vending stations along the roadside and loitering shall not be encouraged. Farmers are asked to contact the Ministry of Agriculture at 417-2355 to confirm their participation in the farmers' markets. Okay? So, there you have it. There you have it. Now, let me see.
Can you clear something up for me?
Pardon me?
Can you clear something up for me?
I'll try.
Notice, after the stadium car park, what is the next one?
Okay, just let me think. Okay. The National Athletic Stadium car park, Victoria Vegetable Market in St. Mark. Okay?
Thank you.
Okie dokie. John says the farmers will be glad for the chance to sell their produce. What with the hotels not taking their produce? Boy, that's going to be a ray of sunshine for them, isn't it? Yeah. And I hope and pray that there are better days ahead. Theo is asking you a question, Sherron. He says, what's the latest on PM from your knowledge?
Well, from what I know, they got lots and lots of vegetables last weekend, and I was able to link a farmer and somebody up there that would hopefully be able to supply Peter Martinique with fresh produce from now on. Somebody from Grenada, that is, a farmer from Grenada.
Okay.
And somebody in Peter Martinique.
Okay. All right. So, out of evil cometh good. Nice things are happening.
Yeah.
All right, man. Let me see if there's anything else I had to tackle you on here before we pull the curtain down. Just a quick question here. You know, there's talk about reopening things. Already the government's taking steps to sort of ease the protocols pertaining to the state of emergency. Look, I mean, this week we're open Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And I did hear somewhere along the line that possibly starting next week, the banks are going to be open every day, you know. Welcome news to a lot of people, Sherron, but are they moving too quickly?
Well, I welcomed the news until I heard the report today about this 15th person.
Mm-hmm.
Because the reality is that people in the past that were able to say, well, okay, this person came into Grenada and it was imported. There's no way, well, this person, the number 15, haven't traveled anywhere. And it's very worrying that they can't find where he got this from. Because the reality is, let's say, for example, if I was that number 15, I live in the house with 3 other people. My husband is a professor at the university. How many other people you think we might have touched or been in the company of? You go to the supermarket, you go to the bank right now, and how much tracing can you really honestly do? And I'm more scared now than I was 2 weeks ago. I'm more concerned about it now than I was 2 weeks ago.
So, in a nutshell, let's move forward with caution.
I would say so. Yes, people are anxious to go back to work and everything, but let's take it slowly, baby steps.
And as you mentioned, especially in light of what happened today,
Yeah.
yeah, that announcement, I think,
Really have to listen to what the government is saying and what the police is saying, because I think that they're really doing their best, that they know how.
yeah,
And when you find people who are being irresponsible,
yeah,
and then something happened to them and they turn around and blame the government or blame the police again. But the reality is, are they really looking out for each other and for themselves?
yeah, yeah. I don't know. I'm still very optimistic that there is a mindset change underway. Yeah, it's going to take a while before we see the whole big picture, but things are changing. I'm just really happy when I walk through St. George, and I've been out 3 times in the last 3 weeks, okay? And I'm happy when I see people looking like Miss Piggy, and I'm not the only person walking around with a mask, And then it's even more reassuring when you see people wearing gloves. The one thing that drives...
I noticed one thing, though. I noticed one thing, and I'm seeing it in myself now as I'm seeing my reflection on the screen. A lot of salt and pepper going on.
Meaning?
The gray hairs coming out.
Yeah, I've had that for a long time.
The Minister for Health seemed to be going gray.
Yeah.
And I'm just sitting there and I happen to look up and I see the picture you have next to my name, and I look at the one on the screen and I have to chuckle.
Big contrast.
I've been so looking forward to getting gray.
You've been looking forward to it?
What? Every time I notice one of my younger brothers and I see how gray they are, and I'm wondering what's happening with me. And now I'm getting there.
Sherron, when I started going gray, I was living in Canada at the time, and when I started going gray, I used to get up every morning, get a tweezer, and go chunk, 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 pull them out. But then I really couldn't keep up. The gray came really quickly. And you know something, girl? In a heartbeat, I got to love my gray hair. And when I came back to Grenada, you remember a guy named Leslie Pierre?
Oh gosh, yes, I worked with him.
Well, let me tell you something, girl. I met this gentleman, Leslie Pierre, and one of the first things I said to him is, when you die, would you leave that head of hair for me, please? I just loved Leslie's hair. I really did. Yeah, nice hair. Okay, my girl, I'll tell you what. I think we're going to pull the curtain down now. But as always, hold on, not so fast. As always, parting word from the Holy Scriptures. Tonight's reading, First Book of Peter, chapter 3, verses 8 to 12. Finally, all of you, be like-minded, be sympathetic, love one another, be compassionate and humble. Do not repay evil with evil or insult with insult. On the contrary, repay evil with blessing, because to this you were called, so that you may inherit a blessing. For whoever would love life and see good days must keep their tongue from evil and their lips from deceitful speech. They must turn from evil and do good. They must seek peace and pursue it. For the eyes of the Lord are on the righteous, and his ears are attentive to their prayer. But the face of the Lord is against those who do evil. Check it out yourselves, pilgrims. First book of Peter, chapter 3, 8 to 12. And on that note, I'm going to say good night to Sherron, and thank you, my friend, for being there for us. Look at that wave, look at that wave, look at that wave. Good to see you. Hold on a sec here. Theo says, have a good night, class. What are you guys going to do now? Watch TV? TV? Ryan says, George and Sharon, thank you. Sleep well. Maria, hello, Maria. Saying good night to you guys, too. And Theo Richard says, George, Matthew 19:26. But with God, all things are possible. Right on, Theo. Right on. I'm not one of those people who could tell you just off the top of my head the verse number. I remember the verse, like, with God, all things are possible. But don't ask me to tell you Matthew 19:26. No, I couldn't tell you.
I think the only one I know is Jeremiah 29:11 to 13.
Jeremiah 29:11 to 13. And what does that say?
It talks about the plans I have for you.
Are for good and not for evil, to give you a future and a hope. Right?
That's right.
Yeah, man.
That's right.
Yeah, man. Hold on a sec here. She's been very quiet tonight, but I see a note here from Trini62.
Oh.
Trini62 says, the reality is coronavirus is here to stay. Oh, man. Please, don't break my heart. Locking down while it may slow down the process from now, cannot last forever. We have to get people to change behavior instead. Masks, clean hands, distance. You tell them, Mama. Mama Trini. Oh, she's almost like Mags, isn't she? Hey, Sharon?
No. Where is Mags?
I don't know. Mags is isolated, I guess. I know she's working at home in New York. You know, she generally she works in the healthcare system, and I think at a hospital somewhere. But now she's working at home, and I guess she's gone, excuse me, sort of incognito.
Okay.
Boy, do I miss her. You know who else really misses her? John Nosy Neck, because now he can walk into the classroom and not get his butt fanned. You know, so he's okay. Okay. The farmers will be glad. Yeah, I've read that. Okay, pilgrims. Thanks a lot, Sherron. You have a good evening, my dear, and by God's grace, we shall see thee again next Wednesday. Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
All the best out there.
By the way, join us on Sunday for Tobias Clement and some other stuff.
And tomorrow.
And tomorrow, oh yeah, you can join us tomorrow night, because you'll be able to comment either on the YouTube channel or wherever. Okay? Right. Thanks a lot, everybody, and a very good night, y'all.